Apple released the thinnest and arguably the prettiest smartphone they've ever created. Yet some of you will commit legit hate crimes against it and put all that beauty in a case that will not only hide it, but also make it thicker. So I'm here to tell you that if you've got an iPhone Air, you owe it to yourself to experience it the way its designers intended it to be used. And thankfully, the Air makes that decision easier than ever. First impressions count. That's why Apple introduces a new hero color every year and invests heavily in materials. Every Pro iPhone so far has felt like a piece of jewelry. The Air takes that a step further. It's the thinnest phone the company has ever made and uses one of the most premium metals, giving the phone a mirror-polished finish. Using it feels like holding just a piece of glass. The display almost becomes an extension of your palm, and its lightweight design helps further establish that feeling. Putting a case in that not only takes away from its futuristic design and shine, but also adds weight and completely eliminates the premium glass feel that the phone has, which is solely its whole purpose. Because it's not fast and neither does it have great cameras, at least not compared to the Pros or even the base model. Let me put this into perspective. I've been using iPhones naked since the iPhone 4. The jet black iPhone 7 tempted me into using a clear case for exactly 2 weeks. It turned the phone into a sticky brick, ruined the feel and hid the very thing I paid for. With the Air, it's exactly the same. You have this gorgeous, lightweight design with a polished titanium frame. Hiding that is like buying a Rolex and then putting a rubber case on it. I hear you say though, cases protect your phone, and yes, they do to a certain degree, but only the bulky ones. Are you gonna use that on your iPhone Air? As I've said, I've never used a case with any of my iPhones, and for the past years, they've all been very solid. In fact, if the 16 Pro that was also built with titanium is anything to go by, I traded in for its full value, despite it having fallen from my pocket quite a few times. The titanium just absorbs the hit without putting the display at risk and doesn't even leave scratch marks. Also, the iPhone Air is claimed to be the toughest iPhone yet, and from what I've seen, it definitely does better than any other iPhone, and certainly better than the Aluminium 17 Pro. It's also got the new ceramic shield too, both front and back, and the titanium frame not only adds a shiny look, but also structural rigidity. You're genuinely gonna have a hard time breaking this phone. I drop my phones a ton, even onto concrete, and I've yet to have one break on me. The Air is lighter, so there's less energy on impact, and the titanium frame with the ceramic shield distribute that energy more evenly. And even if you're still not convinced, with AppleCare, Apple will replace the screen for less than most high-end cases cost. And as for screen protectors, most of them are not great for the color accuracy of your display and will crack far sooner than what your display's actual glass can handle. So unless you spend your weekends juggling your phone over a tile floor, the Air's durability is more than enough. Going caseless does have its downsides though, like leaving fingerprints on the frame for example, but on the Air it's so thin it doesn't even matter and titanium picks way less fingerprints regardless. Also, you might collect a few hairline scratches. But again, judging from my 16 Pro, which has never had a screen protector on it, they were so small that I couldn't see any unless the screen was off and I'd blast a light straight onto the display. So with a new always-on display, you won't really notice minor imperfections, if you even get any to begin with, because the new ceramic shield is 3 times as scratch resistant as the previous one. So by now, you can probably tell where my bias lies. A case on the iPhone Air will insulate you from the very thing you paid for. The materials, the engineering, and the fuel. With this iPhone, Apple has engineered out most of the risks people cite to justify cases like scratches, cracks, grip, and weight. And if you're still nervous, remember that cases can create their issues too. They trap dust and grit, which can scratch the very phone you're trying to protect. They often degrade wireless charging efficiency and they make the phone bulkier and harder to hold. AppleCare exists for a reason if you do manage to catastrophically drop your Air. Though I noticed that I'm way more cautious with my phone when I'm using it naked, so there's that. Given how durable the iPhone Air is, I'd rather appreciate its design every day. So, am I out of touch? Have you ever wanted to try using your iPhone naked? Let me know down in the comments. For me, the math is simple. The iPhone Air was engineered to be thin, durable and beautiful. Putting it in a case undermines all three of those qualities and leaves it with nothing else to offer. So if you're going to spend premium money on a phone that feels like the future, then please don't hide it.